He paid $60 for a box that would cost him his life. Our story begins not in a dark alley but under the fluorescent lights of Relics and Rarities, a quaint antique shop in our very own town. The buyer was Elias Vance, a 42-year-old history teacher, described by colleagues as a gentle soul with a passion for the past. He was a fixture in our community, a man who wore cardigans even in spring, and whose laugh was a soft, familiar sound in the local coffee shop. The seller was a man named Silas Crow, a gaunt figure with eyes that seemed to hold a century of secrets, who'd recently rented a stall in the shop. The item was a small, intricately carved wooden box dated to the late 1800s. Elias was captivated. He didn't know that inside, nestled beside the faded velvet, was a single, century-old human tooth. 3 days after the purchase, Elias Vance vanished. The investigation, initially routine, turned bizarre. Forensics found traces of saliva on the tooth, saliva that belonged to a woman who had been murdered in 1898. The box's provenance was a ghost trail, leading back to a series of unexplained deaths, each owner having acquired it under mysterious circumstances. The focus turned to Silas Crow, but he had an alibi, a solid one. The case grew cold, a frustrating puzzle. The break came a year later from an unexpected source. Elias's own sister, going through his bank statements, found a recurring monthly payment to a P.O. box registered to Silas Crow. It wasn't a one-time sale. It was an ongoing transaction. The courtroom was silent as the prosecutor laid out the truth. Elias hadn't just bought a box. He had been coerced into a macabre subscription, blackmailed by Crow, who claimed to be a descendant of the original killer and threatened to release fabricated evidence framing Elias for the historic murder if the payments stopped. The night Elias vanished, he had finally refused to pay. The confrontation was caught on a neighbor E.C.'s doorbell camera, audio of Crow's chilling threat. "The past isn't he dead, it's a weapon." Crow was convicted of extortion and manslaughter, though Elias's body was never found. He bought a piece of history, but all he received was a sentence. Some curses aren't supernatural, they are meticulously, horrifyingly human. If stories like this keep you hooked, hit subscribe for more.